Hey guys, what's going on? I'm here with Display Stocks. Chris, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Stratton. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Hey man, no problem, no problem. Listen, guys, we're going to go ahead and discuss EYPT today. We got a lot of good catalysts coming up, and I'm going to go ahead and let Chris take over from here, and then we're going to talk some technical analysis. But Chris is going to go ahead and tell you all the fundamentals, what's coming up, what's going good, and why you should be invested in EYPT for the long haul. Chris, go ahead.
All right. Well, let's start. I kind of like to give a whole big picture of the situation.
You give a little background, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, EyePoint Pharmaceuticals used to be Savidia, PSDV,
Yep.
and in March.
So wait, hold on, let me pause you. So why did they change their name, Chris?
They changed their name because they partnered with a company called Essex Woodlands, and during the partnership, when it took place, they actually acquired a company called Icon Biosciences in Australia. And at that time, Icon had just got their drug approved in February called DEXYCU. And so when that took place, we purchased Icon Biosciences and DEXYCU, and more importantly, the Verisome technology that comes along with it.
So what does the Verisome technology encompass? Like how many products are there in that?
So currently there's one product, and it's DEXYCU, and that's FDA approved. They are in preclinical for NSAID for the Verisome technology and PGE glaucoma. So those are both preclinical. We've got a lot of drugs that are preclinical. Sometimes other stocks like to give us, crap for that. But we just transitioned from a developmental company to a commercial company, and we have two FDA-approved drugs that are pretty amazing. So you shouldn't worry about the preclinical problem.
So are both of them there? So they're still preclinical though.
The two other drugs that are using the Verisome technology are both preclinical, yes.
So when do you think they will hit phase 1 results? When do you expect that?
I would say maybe 6 months to a year. So it's going to be a while before, assuming these get to approval, it'll be a while. It'll be 3 or 4 years, I would say. So we did just file for YUTIQ short duration, which I think that's going to be about a year, if I remember correctly, before that gets approved, which is a shorter duration than the 3-year. It's significantly short. I think it's like, I can't remember. Cut that part out. It's just shorter duration. So.
Well, given the, we had that big spike up back in September and October, as you can see here on the chart. Mm-hmm. And then, a lot of the bears came in around $4 and sold the stock off to basically $1.20, $1.23, as you can see here on the chart.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of in this kind of upwards trend and consolidation here over the last week or so. Do you think investors should invest in this? And going forward, do you believe that they can make it all the way to phase 3 and get a full approval?
Well, I would say
in your
at this
opinion,
point, at this point, we already have DEXYCU approved, we have YUTIQ approved. They are no longer a developmental company that is licensing out product. They're not doing that. They're not collecting royalties anymore. They are commercializing themselves now. They're doing it themselves, and that starts this year. Okay, they planned on launching DEXYCU in the first half of the year and YUTIQ in the first quarter. They announced a couple weeks ago that they're launching DEXYCU and YUTIQ in the first quarter now. So they're launching sooner than they said, which is unheard of in biotech. So that just kind of shines light on the fact that Nancy, the CEO, is serious. She makes promises, and she oftentimes even outdoes herself. And so, but to answer your question, DEXYCU, YUTIQ are approved. I wouldn't worry about the other preclinicals. That's not going to be in the ballgame for years and years, but that doesn't mean that this isn't going to be huge. DEXYCU is treats post-ocular inflammation. Okay, post-ocular, not just cataract, post-ocular. Right now,
so after surgery.
Yeah, it's after surgery. It's inflammation from a result of eye surgery, and we can do all surgeries. We're focusing on cataract because that's the most that's the surgery that's performed most in the U.S. 4.4 million surgeries a year. It's growing 3% a year. So obviously that's something we want to target. Not only that, but Medicare will pay through it, especially since we've got our C codes and J codes.
So Medicare will pay for the DEXYCU?
Yes, yes.
Which they are anticipating in the first quarter of 2019 here. So the next couple months, they're anticipating that release.
They're anticipating that launch, and it won't be a full quarter launch. I wouldn't expect it to be a full quarter launch, but we're still getting numbers sooner than we did, and we've got a lot of price targets and projections based on it launching first half, not first quarter. So we're average $6 price target right now. That's probably going to go up a little more because it's first quarter. Now, I would expect.
Right.
But, 4.4 million surgeries. We're the only drug that's like this, okay? You see OCUL.
Yeah, and also, if I may note and interrupt, I apologize here, but DEXYCU is the only approved drug by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Single dose, sustained release, intracameral steroid for the treatment of postoperative inflammation. They are the only one on the market. They were approved February 9th, 2018, so almost a year ago.
Yes, that is correct. So if you want to kind of look at the competition, we've got KALA, ticker KALA. They came out with drops, inflammation drops where you only need to do two drops. But those are still drops.
Right, and there's, we can see here on the chart what's happened to KO. I mean, it's been a straight down slide here from $26 to $4. They've gotten a little pop up to $6 with the rest of the market now. But again, they're not going to be keeping up with EYPT.
No, and KLA, the drops that they just got approved are going to have a good application. They're just not going to be able to compete with what we're doing. The whole idea with DEXYCU is patients don't need to put in over 70 plus drops after cataract surgery anymore. This DEXYCU is inserted. It says injected, but it's not a needle going into your eye. Don't think of it like that. That's not how it works. It's being placed behind the iris.
And just so everybody knows, we're not just talking like eye drops or Visine here, guys.
No. This is an aqueous solution. The Verisome encapsulates the dexamethasone. It goes behind the iris, and it slowly secretes for 30 days, and you don't have to have any inflammation drops. That's huge. Most people that get cataract surgery are older. They have a hard time putting them in their eyes. They need help putting them in their eyes, and this solves that problem. Not only does it solve that problem, but based on KOL leader discussions, you can look up the audio. This is as efficient as it gets when it comes to inflammation treatment. So it's huge. It's going to change the way we treat inflammation, and I suspect we'll apply the same technology to antibiotics, and you won't even have to put any drops in your eyes in the future. That's what that kind of future outlook is what makes me suspect that there's huge buyout potential too.
Definitely, so obviously it could be a huge takeover target somewhere in the future, but just remember, guys, we don't buy targets based on takeover speculation.
Right. So even if you want to speculate that or you don't, I mean, obviously,
that's up to you. You guys do your own due diligence.
Yeah, you can see the potential, assuming that didn't happen. It's huge. It's so huge. Another competition that you might have heard of is OCUL. They have a tear duct insert. They were unable to get that FDA approved for inflammation, so they actually had it approved for ocular pain. And that's you could maybe say that's a competitor, but again, they're not technically approved to treat inflammation. So doctors probably aren't going to gravitate more towards that. Not to mention it's in your tear duct. You can rub your eye, you can cry, and a bunch of different things can cause that to not stay in or not operate correctly, whereas DEXYCU's in the eye during surgery, simple solution works every time for inflammation. So I wouldn't consider there any competition that's even close to what DEXYCU is going to be able to do in the next year or two. And not only is it one of a kind, it's going to be first to market, obviously, and the potential is just massive, in my opinion. And then on top of that, we've got YUTIQ, obviously.
Exactly. And I know you're a big fundamentals guy, not so much of a technical trader, but if someone comes along and all that sounds great, I want to invest, I want to take this for the long term. Why is the stock, with all that going on, only trading at $2.20? In your opinion, I know you're mostly fundamentals,
but I think it's going to be because of the general downtrend that the market is facing right now, and then also we don't, all of our catalysts kind of finished up. October 12th, we got early PDUFA approval.
So you see the spike there up towards $4.
Yeah, and that was early PDUFA, and it's been going down ever since. I think for a number of reasons. General market trend has been downward.
Right.
There won't be more catalysts. There won't be another catalyst until May. A significant catalyst until May, and that's when we'll have earnings for first quarter. Which hopefully has some DEXYCU cells in there, will be proof of concept, and we'll get a lot of people excited. I suspect a little bit of a growth before that up to May, because I think people are going to be confident in the results. And then August obviously is going to be a huge catalyst. That'll be our first full quarter of DEXYCU and YUTIQ.
When will that be?
That'll be August, early August. That'll be the first full quarter. May will be the first quarter, and it'll be most of the first quarter, I think. I bet they start at the end of this month or February, if I had to guess. But it won't be a full quarter of earnings until August. So I think that'll be an exciting.
So investors have at least 8 months. If you're not counting the May date, so 4 months before the next catalyst to get in and ride this wave as we move forward.
Yeah, I mean honestly, the price right now is absolutely amazing. I would jump in anywhere around $2. I think is a steal. I think this has the potential to be by the end of next year in the teens. It's a huge market, and I honestly think that with Nancy's leadership, she's very conservative in her comments. She doesn't overdo things when she talks about things. It's very organic discussions and organic growth based on what she says. She likes to post things after hours, and she wants it to all be organic.
So tell the viewers who Nancy is, for those that don't know.
Nancy is the CEO of EYPT, and yeah, she's got a lot of experience. She worked at Novartis, Bristol Myers,
Bristol Myers.
Yeah, she helped launch Ambien, just a lot of good drugs. I've been in EYPT since July of 17, and we've never had significant bad news. I think the worst news we had was, what's his name? He's the guy from, damn it. He was working with us for a second. I forgot his name. He was doing before us, he was doing the boner pills. But he was great. He's great, and we had to let him go because there were some lawsuit issues. But that's the worst news we've gotten. It's great. It's crazy because the company is very professional. They know what they're doing, and it's only been positive news. And I mean, yeah, I think it's great. We've got collaborations right now with other companies because our technology is on its own. That's why. Let me get to that. So Essex Woodlands came to us in March. They came to us and said, "Hey, we want to do this with you because of Duracert and because of Nancy." Duracert is a technology. It's a medical device, medical bioerodible device that secretes dexamethasone over 3 years in the eye, and it dissolves over that 3 years. That Durasert technology is what Essex Woodland wanted. The Verisome technology is what Essex Woodland wanted, and that technology isn't going to stop with the eyes. They're already doing other collaborations, and when they do those, if it's not eye related, they have someone do it, and they stay out of it, and then they collect royalties. So, I mean, it's endless. It's endless. This technology, DEXYCU, it's gonna be a great next, I would say, 2 or 3 years for sure. So.
But you're saying though, so the next, like you said, in May and then August. But as of right now, though, guys, they have approved the insert for up to 3 years of continuous control and non-infectious posterior segment uveitis. Mm-hmm. So it is a fully full FDA, Medicare, Medicaid code that is fully redeemable through Medicaid and Medicare at the moment.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So both of them are fully reimbursable, which means that it's recession proof. So don't worry about the market. People are going to get their eyes fixed because it's free, essentially.
Right, exactly. Something has to be done.
And I'd like to talk about Essex Woodlands a little more. They invest in biotech companies just like EyePoint. They have huge success. They have invested in a number of companies in the past, Oxygen, ABMD, and if you go look at when they invested, I mean, ABMD is 30 to 45 times what it was when they invested in 2010. So they're not that, they know what they're doing. And when they invested $60 million, you can only imagine the kind of research they did, the proof of concept they did with Durasert and Verisome to make sure they were going to make their money back. And
right. Looking at ABMD, look at when they first invested in ABMD at the beginning of 2010, the stock was at $7. The stock hit a high last year of $450 some. That's pulled back with the market. But look at that major ramp it's had since 2010, starting in late 2014. I mean, just a monster, absolute monster.
So these guys are a huge partnership for EYPT. Their expertise combined with Nancy's, they just can't fail. The company's not investing $60 million to not make money, and if that's really that's all you need to know right there. Someone's in this for $60 million. If that's the one thing I could tell someone to inform them the most about this being a successful stock, it would be
look at ABMD.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they invested in 2010. It started going, but it really didn't take off till late 2014. But for the long haul, you're going to be fine on something like this. So, but then you always have to do your own due diligence. Just have to say that.
Yeah, definitely look at it yourself. But obviously, I'm a supporter of it, and I think there's going to be a good future for any shareholder.
So, anything else you wanted to add, Chris?
No, I think that's it, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no problem, Chris. And again, I'll put a link to his page down below. His name is Display Stocks. And go check him out. There's a lot of good, insightful information on EYPT and many other stocks. Chris, I certainly appreciate you coming on, man. Look forward to talking with you again on here.
All right. Thanks, Stratton. Take it easy.
You're welcome. You too. Thank you.